Officer remembered. Thousands come out in Yarmouth to pay tribute to the life of a K-9 officer and a New Bedford native tragically killed in the line of duty.
Plus, the Target 12 investigators uncovering another problem with the state's troubled UHIP benefit system, how it could cost Rhode Island close to $1 million in federal funds.
But first tonight, Officer Remembered, a solemn day in Yarmouth as thousands come out to lay a fallen police officer to rest.
K-9 officer Sean Gannon, a New Bedford native, was killed in the line of duty last week. Today, officers from all over the country joined family, friends, and complete strangers to pay tribute and say goodbye.
Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen has been in Yarmouth all day. He joins us now live. Steve?
Oh, Mike Shannon, Sean Gannon's legacy is spread all across southern New England, a New Bedford native. He went to high school at Bishop Stang in Dartmouth and went to Westfield State University, eventually becoming an officer here in Yarmouth. But today, it was clear that his legacy spreads far across just southern New England. Step by step, each officer wearing patches from different places miles away pays tribute to Sean Gannon. The Yarmouth K-9 officer, posthumously awarded the rank of sergeant, was shot and killed last week. These officers, more than can be counted, filled the solemn silence with the sound of steps. The Rhode Island State Police Colonel Anna Sumpico, one of the many standing in support of the 32-year-old.
Too young, and he's going to be missed.
From the church, his casket was driven along the police department Gannon worked, lined with K-9 officers from across New England.
A lot of us have been doing this for many, many years, and we always think it's going to be the last one, but we know it's not.
Gannon was a New Bedford native, a Bishop Stang High School graduate, and absolutely beloved wherever he went.
Sean Gannon was a North End kid who did everything the right way, a real exemplary person and officer, and his death is certainly reverberating in New Bedford as well as here in Yarmouth.
As church bells toll and his funeral ended, New Bedford Mayor John Mitchell hopes the words spoken inside will have a lasting impact on those who are affected most.
I hope the beauty of the ceremony gives some comfort to the Gannon family.
But ultimately, it may be the message behind these quiet footsteps, one by one, that send the loudest message. Make sure you stay with us for Eyewitness News at 6. I want to tell you about our drive this morning from Providence to Yarmouth and everything we passed and everything that passed us. It was pretty overwhelming. Reporting live in Yarmouth, I'm Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Steve. And as Steve was mentioning, the funeral procession shut down much of Yarmouth today. Roads were blocked, detours were in place, and traffic was at a standstill. But that wasn't a deterrent for the many determined to say a final farewell to the fallen officer. Eyewitness News reporter Erica Ricci continues our coverage now from Yarmouth.
Well, while the largest show of support did come from those brothers in blue that lined the street outside of the church, there were still many others who came out to pay their respects, from those in the community drawn here simply because they live here, to those individuals who helped fashion Officer Sean Gannon into the hero that we honor him as today.
We're here to pray for him.
So Jenny Anastasio and her friends make their way into St. Pius Church in South Yarmouth for the funeral of Officer Sean Gannon. The line started forming nearly 3 hours before the Mass began. But for this Yarmouth trio, it was a small price to pay for a man who paid so much.
I was just so troubled that that would happen to one of our good men who were here to protect us.
Today, I don't know if I can. Emotions were fragile here. This close friend of Officer Gannon broke down as I approached her. It's in those moments the only extended hand I can offer doesn't have a microphone in it. But amidst the heartache, a chance to get to know Officer Gannon through those who helped shape him, like his fourth grade teacher, Terri Leblanc.
He was just, a remarkable guy. I was, helpful and courteous and just an all-around good guy.
Even at 10 years old?
Oh, yes.
Retired Yarmouth Police Chief Michael Almonte's words were remarkably similar. He brought Officer Gannon onto the Yarmouth force 8 years ago.
It was just a great hire, and I was just very proud and privileged to work with him for just a year. He's an intelligent young man. He's got the kindness and the compassion that police officers need.
The kind of character that the next generation of police officers can glean from.
Certainly is. He's a great young man.
And so now that defining character that marked Officer Gannon's life will now be the mark of his legacy in his death for future generations. In South Yarmouth, Erica Ricci, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Erica. And our coverage of Officer Gannon's funeral service continues on air tonight and online at WPRI.com. First at 6, thousands of police joined family and friends to remember the Yarmouth police officer and New Bedford native killed in the line of duty.
K-9 officer Sean Gannon has been laid to rest following his funeral mass this morning.
Police from Rhode Island and across the country were there for the final farewell.
Eyewitness News reporter Steve Nielsen joins us now live from Yarmouth. Steve?
Mike Shannon, there was silence for more than an hour outside of the church today as the funeral was held inside. Thousands of officers showing up to support Sean Gannon's family, and messages for the young officer were written all across Cape Cod and southeastern Massachusetts today. From the foreground to the background, all you can see are police. Officers pay tribute to Sean Gannon, a Yarmouth K-9 officer killed in the line of duty last week, 32 years old. While silence fell on Yarmouth for his funeral, hearts are broken across New England. On our morning drive from Providence to Yarmouth, cruisers passed us from Boston, Lincoln, Brown University, and Providence, as far away as New York. The Bourne Bridge wrapped in ribbons of blue as messages for Sean carried us to the church. There, the footsteps of officers welcomed Sean Gannon's family. Blue on the horizon, a small comfort to those who had to say goodbye to the New Bedford native.
There are no words that could completely comfort them and comfort his friends as well, but I hope that the turnout, which is pretty stunning, will give some comfort to them in the long run.
Some of those footsteps belong to Rhode Island State Police troopers. The Colonel, Anna Sumpico, is no stranger to these emotional steps. Officers have had to come to Rhode Island before, for moments like this before, so important for Rhode Island to travel as well.
Absolutely. We've had our own tragedies in our state, and they've always come from all over. And that's why when you look around, you'll see that the men and women, it's like you're talking to somebody, even if you meet them for the first time, they're a brother and sister. And this is the time that we're the closest.
Church bells tolled after Gannon's funeral. His body was then driven by his department, lined with K-9 officers as far as the road would let us see. Sean Gannon was posthumously awarded the rank of sergeant. He leaves behind a wife, his parents, and a younger brother and younger sister. Reporting live in Yarmouth, I'm Steve Nielsen, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Steve. More than 500 police K-9 units were among those on Cape Cod for Officer Gannon's funeral. Providence police tweeted this photo showing their K-9 officers and their partners along the procession route.
And the Rhode Island State Police K-9 unit also paused to pay their respects to Sergeant Gannon. Now, Gannon's partner Nero remains hospitalized, recovering from his gunshot wounds. At last check, he was walking and eating, and police have been keeping him company. We'll continue to track Nero's recovery and bring you updates on air and online at WPRI.com.